Hey there guys, it's me, Morrowan, and we're back again with another Pandemic Battle Report. That's right, it's good old Morrowan versus Morrowan, so whether you want to see me win or lose, today's your day. And in this one here, we're going to have an interesting matchup of my Stryker2 list up against my Magnus2 list. Now, these are both two lists that I was really keen on running in the new meta, which doesn't exist right now, so I just want to see what they're going to do against each other. You know, the Stryker2, the lists are down in the description, but the Stryker2 list is a Flame in the Darkness with a whole bunch of Legion of Lost Souls. It just wants to punch you in the face. It's just a bag full of punches, whereas on the other side, the Magnus2 list, well, Magnus is going to stop you, and then has a lot of hard-hitting power. So this is going to be kind of crazy. I really honestly have no idea where this one's going to go, and I'm going to really enjoy playing this one from both sides just to kind of see how this interaction works. So looking at it from the mercenary side, the unfortunate thing here is that we lost the roll-off. Even though we have +1 to go first and also had the re-roll, Stryker won the initiative and wanted to go first, so whatever, we're over here, we'll deal with it. Now, just to let you know, my Gaspy 4 is not in yet. It got stuck with the distributors, so that's what the Midnight Archon and the Half-Jacks are on the left. They're running the 2 Nomads, whereas Magnus has the Blockader and the 2 Toros. And my plan here is to really try and fight for this left zone, while on the right using Anastasia, who's ambushing, Harlowe, and Eiryss to really hold that down. And, you know, of course, I don't have anything over there that can score. You know, if I can actually pick things away, maybe that's a spot that Magnus might run to later, but we'll have to kind of see how that kind of goes. Meanwhile, when I'm looking over here for the strategies of the Stryker side, it really is just get up there and smash. Really, when you look at it, this army can run up 12 and then be feeded on to be hitting things 17 inches away really hard. But unfortunately, Magnus can also go and just feet and catch you with that 20-inch lockdown. So Magnus out-threats me with the stopping me. But the thing that I can use to me is that with Magnus on that side, that force is actually going to really hinder them. You know, when I was trying to pick what side to be taking with Magnus, the biggest thing here that I was thinking about is wanting to really take away things like that house and stuff that can be used to really carefully hold that down. And so that's what I'm going to be doing here, is maybe using that against them, because it wasn't until I got over here that I realized, oh, Magnus is going to have a hard time threatening defeat on the right side of the board. So if I can really push over here, that could make things a lot more interesting. So basically, I think the scenario is also an advantage for Stryker in this one here. You know, we got the more infantry. We want to spread out. You know, that's the big thing against Magnus2, spread out so that the feet can't catch everything. So I think that the advantage in the scenarios to Stryker, but again, once we get up there, we can't threaten and hit anything first, and then once we're in there, that Blockader is just going to spray things down. Everything else is going to just start slashing everything down, and I just don't know if there'll be enough after that alpha and then after the feat second alpha to really last. So we're going to see how this goes. Alright, so what I do in my first turn here is that basically I'm just moving up and staying out of the ranges. I don't want to be sprayed, I don't want to be shot, so everything's just moving up to being at that level. The one thing that could shoot me is Eiryss, but if she wants to shoot one model to give me vengeance, I'm really happy with that. So jumping over here to the Magnus side, that is not what I'm going to be doing. So basically I just position very carefully. I'm staying outside of that 17-inch threat while Magnus is inching the ways forward, really contesting that zone on the right side. So, I mean, sure, he could go and feat and get those guys into me, but the odds of them hitting Eiryss really, really low, and so that'd be kind of a wasted feat, and then Stryker's having to reposition all the way over there. Otherwise, I'm just kind of like setting things up with those caustic clouds on the left side and just seeing what kind of comes in. Really, at this point, you know, I'm wondering if the game's going to be a standstill because it's just such a weird thing that's going on. Alright, turn 2 for Stryker. And this is where I decide to make a bit of a move when I start thinking about how this is going to go down. So the interesting thing with this is that, you know, because of that whole feat, I'm going to have to back up so that I'm not within it. So Stryker backs up to be outside the 20 of Magnus. but I'm also setting myself up for the scenario. You know, I'm putting some pieces already. I'm edging my way in shield wall to get over to the left so I can start maybe starting to fight for that one. I get a full unit into the right zone, so if nothing comes in, I'm going to score that. Hermit's on my flag, and as well, I have a couple of models up there contesting the opposite flag, so if they want to clear that, that's going to give vengeance. Now, one of the things I didn't think of until I went to the other side of the table is just the fact that everything else is staying back to be outside of feet so that they can threaten later. However, I'm giving more credence to the feat than I should, more value to it, because if Magnus right now charges up in feats, well, he's going to be within the threat range of Stryker. So that's something I just realized right now with that interaction, is that even though Stryker threatens further, Magnus threatens further, Stryker can stay outside of that, and then if Magnus ever goes up in feats by charging up or whatever, he'll be within that 17 inches and is probably going to die. So all of a sudden that made me change my viewpoint on this game completely. So jumping over here to the Magnus side, yeah, this is a problem. You know, now that I'm realizing how this is interacting between the two, I can't feat yet. So I'm just going to edge up and I get within, you know, just outside of 17 of Stryker. On the left side, I'm going to kill those guys that are in the zone, put up the clouds, and again, make it so that if he wants to come in and clear things, he's going to be corroding all of his stuff. I'll be setting it up so I can go in and kill him. I kill the guys around my flag so I can score it. Anastasia ambushes in and then just runs to contest the far flag. And then I do kill a couple of guys on the right side because, hey, I might as well start picking some off. So I kill off a couple there and then score 1 point. So I think that's pretty important, that I want to be the first one to score here because Stryker now could explode and get a lot of points, so I had to get up on that first. So I still have my feet, Stryker still has the feet. I'm assuming now this is when Stryker's going to be feeding up into me, and then after that it's just going to be kill time, and then that's where I'm going to see how this really goes. So on the Stryker side, obviously this is going to be a feat, and I'm trying to wonder how much damage I can do. I mean, obviously I can go there and I can kill Orin off the flag. In fact, Gabriel Throne does that easily himself. He goes up there, kills him, repos back onto the flag. Well, repos closely, and then the feat's going to take him there. And then otherwise, you know, I go up there with Alexia. She does her whole stir the blood or whatever thing. Gabriel had also given that middle unit that had gotten vengeance the +2 damage. They run up in feet. I get 4 models onto the Colossal and half kill it. So that's crazy. So much damage. Also did some damage to the Nomad there as well. Just a little tiny bit. Nothing really major. But otherwise, I am able to go in there and score the right zone. I'm hopefully not going to lose too much. Again, I'm keeping most of it out of Stryker's or Magnus2's feet range. So same thing with the left. You know, I'm staying outside of that feet range. I'm trying to do what I can to be scoring that zone. Get one attack onto Eiryss. Don't hit the big huge number I need to hit it, but otherwise everything's staying pretty far back. It's in a spot right now where he could come in and feat and cat Stryker. Of course, Stryker had to be up there to be doing his feat properly, and then he velocity'd and moved back over to be safe behind the cloud. But yeah, from this I score the right zone, I score my flag, and so now it's 2-1. I also scored their flag. So it's now 3-1. And even though I know I'm going to be really hurt now, at least I'm really up on scenario. That Blockader's half dead. And we'll see if it's enough. So on the mercenary side here, this definitely obviously has to be the feat turn. Magnus has to charge up in feat. Otherwise, yeah, just so much death in here. You know, Harlowe going crazy. He kills 4 models. Eiryss kills a model. So you can see the unit on the right there really decimated. I don't really trust that they can hold it, so I put a Toro over there as well. Toro's also up there by Magnus just to kind of keep it safe. And then otherwise, yeah, the Blockader doing work and just spraying all over the place here. I really wanted to use him to try and kill Gabriel Throne, so I was able to do that. However, I was not able to kill off Alexia, so what can you do? As well, the objective and the Widget repaired it a bit, so I mean that's why my left side flames did well, even though I lost half my things. And then meanwhile on the left, I couldn't really threaten a lot of things, so basically I just killed the things in the zone and then put enough things there that it probably can't clear it. Again, I'm just trying to stabilize scenario scenario here, and then at the same time, you know, because of that and the way that things worked, they crafted a thrall there when I killed one by Alexia 3, and then when I bought my second attack against it, I didn't kill it. So there's an extra weapon master there I didn't plan on. I also couldn't contest the Hermit, so it's going to 3-1 in scenario, which is not the best, not exactly what I wanted to have happen here, but at least I'm in a pretty good spot here where hopefully I can stop things. I don't know. Oh, sorry, it's 4-1 because they got 3 last time, so I don't think they can score any of those spots to totally win it, and if not, hopefully I can now kill enough the following turn so that they're really out of the game. So looking over here, the first thing that went right is that with the Vengeance attack, Eiryss was killed, which turned it into a Legion of Lost Souls. So that's going to make it easier to try and score the zone. But again, it's going to be still fairly difficult with a Toro there with no real damage buffs. And otherwise, yeah, I try, and it just doesn't really happen. So on the left side, I kill off Harlowe, make another Legion of Lost Soul, go in against the Toro, and yeah. Unfortunately, I destroy the movement and the shield, which means it has its sword and its cortex, so it's going to be doing stabby, stabby, stabby coming back. I try and throw as much as I can in the front there, like I run up a Lancer while the Gallant is there to threaten the Toro, and also, you know, force him to deal with that before Magnus runs away and takes free strikes. Also there to contest the flag. And on the right, I tried to kill that one off. I mean, Alexia doing her same thing over there with Stir the Dead or whatever her ability is, and then everything goes in, and I'm able to easily kill the kill bot that's in there, the little servitor or whatever of Gaspy, but I just was not able to kill off that Nomad. So everything there is corroded, which is bad, but at the same time, it's probably all dead anyway. So I score my flag, so that's going to make it 5-1, but it just wasn't enough. And now I'm wondering if I'm going to lose too much in this next turn to really come back after it. So really what happens on this is devastation. So Magnus, first the Blockader goes up and kills off the Lancer. You know, it's going to hurt my Cortex doing that, but it's worth it. Meanwhile, on the right side, I just kill as much as I can. So kill off a bunch of those Legion of Lost Soul. So that looks pretty good. Magnus runs away, take a free strike and 1 damage. Worth it. And meanwhile, on the left side, yeah, tons of work being done in there too. You can see that entire pile of dudes gone. I have Gaspy in there camping 1 and the Nomad still there. So pretty sure they can't score that. I run up Widget now to score my flag. And then the other Toro had to go over to contest the other flag. So it's now 5-2. But again, if he finds a way to score 2 points, it's over. And so, I mean, looking at these, I don't know if the right one's going to hold. Hopefully that Toro now just is going to be okay. Obviously, there's enough there to kill off and clear the flag, but it really depends what else they're going to do. And so as it happens, you know, I try and kill the Toro to see if there's the easy one. It does not die because it's just too much beef when there's not the damage buffs there. And then otherwise, I go up with Ragman and Hermit, do their double debuff. Gallant comes in. Yeah, he kills off that Toro all by himself, hitting so hard there. And also getting the extra free focus from being around Morrowan stuff really helps as well. And then when I'm trying to figure out where to get the last one, like should Stryker go over and try and kill off Gaspy and then I can kill off the Nomad, I see a much easier version, which is just kill the objective. So I contest the flag with some dudes. Stryker goes and, you know, rolls 3 dice, gets super strong, takes some damage, who cares, and I go in, destroy the objective, and so that means that the Cygnar side wins 7-2. So there's the end of the game, a very interesting one. Again, there's definitely the punch there for this list to just in one turn kill all the jacks if everything was lined up, but Magnus just does not allow that, right? It really forces you to spread out, and then the way that things go out after, it's just a little bit more crazy. So, I mean, had this been a different scenario like Recon, I'm wondering if that would have been better for Magnus, so that would have been forcing now everything together to be effective and not forcing things to be, you know, going out to these outside zones to be contesting them. I don't know. But either way, you know, the main thing I wanted to learn from this game is how either list was going to do. I really love this Stryker2 list. A whole bunch of power. I still believe I could be playing it a lot better, but there's just so much there. So much power in the Legion of Lost Souls, so much power in Gallant and Stryker. Just the damage swing is massive, and meanwhile on the other side, Gaspy 4 just doing work. You know, when you want to, putting down those clouds, but just over and over again, the kill bots and him being able to kill what they want and just shredding things and just being so hard to remove. What a great addition. So I'm really looking forward to playing both these lists in the future, and I hope you liked watching it. So there you go. If you have any comments, put it down below, but otherwise, we'll catch you later. Bye.